Hello, class. This is Mr. Broussard, and I'm sending this video for the first week of our June 2020 Beginning English 4 Weeks course. Hope you're all doing well. My apologies for the lateness of this video. I actually have already made 2 videos, and unfortunately, the way of doing the videos that worked all spring long all of a sudden decided to not work the first 2 times I tried doing it this semester, and that is why this video is going to be a little different. I'm actually having to make it through YouTube, and we'll download it into the system, and hopefully the system will work this time, because I'm tired of making these videos and talking to nobody. So hope you're all doing well. The main reason for these videos is to let you know what it is that you will be doing as far as this class, in particular for this week. Just to let you know, there has been a few little changes. First things first, you will not have a diagnostic to do. I decided to chunk the diagnostic simply because we only have 4 weeks, and so any and all of what we have to focus on, or the majority of what we need to focus on, needs to be to stuff that actually has a grade attached to it. You would definitely be doing one with a full-fledged semester course, or even a half one, but 4 weeks, we need to get to the work. So you may have seen that there was a diagnostic. Even in, I think, the assignments that there is one, you don't have a diagnostic this semester. So don't worry about it. What you do need to do is go over your syllabus. The syllabus is posted under the announcements tab, the same spot that you will find this video and any and all videos I send and any all information I send through this class. So go read your syllabus thoroughly, go over it entirely there. Now, on that assignments list, it says watch an online library running some orientations. That has also changed a little bit. The library orientation is no longer a video, nor is it a PowerPoint, which we've had in times before. They've actually set up their own web page within the overall website that will give you any and all the information that you need as part of an orientation. So that link is a separate entry under the announcements tab. So make sure that you go under announcements, find where library orientation is set, click on the link that's there, get into that web page, and then there'll be like 4 different things on the left-hand side for you to click and read each of those 4 things that you'll need to go over as part of a library orientation. Now, because it's changed, initially you were going to have a quiz on that orientation. You're no longer going to have that because the quiz that we did have was for one of those prior orientations, and we do not have a new fresh quiz for this. So just make sure you go through that website and have a general gist of what it offers. It's not really going to affect you as far as this class, because there's to be 0 source material whatsoever anyways. And let me say it again, there's to be 0 source material, whether you source it or not, in this course. The difference between those is this: if you source it, it's a 0. If you don't source it, it's a plagiarism 0, an academic integrity 0, and 2 of those will, all but seal your fate as a failure of this course. The academic integrity and OCR statements are also posted on the announcements tab, so make sure you go and read those. Academic integrity, and also things that deal with your academic rights and civil rights. So make sure that you read those over as well. It does have writing center orientation. We won't have to do that simply because we don't have a physical writing lab for the summer, though you can call in there if you would like to and ask questions. There is no official writing center since we're not allowing students on the actual physical campus until August. So we won't have that as well. A lot of these things are things that would exist if we had a regular semester and if we weren't under the issues of COVID. So that's why I'm telling you now that some of it exists and some of it does not. So make sure you watch the video. You also have these different chapters that you need to read. Chapters 1, 2, and 3, which deal with critical reading and writing and pre-writing methods. Basically, it's the part of writing that goes before you write. And then chapter 4 and 5, editing, revision, and proofreading, which is after you write and the things that you have to. And I say write, let me make it clear. Everything in this class is typed. Everything you have will be typed in Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word is the only thing that will be acceptable. It must be in Microsoft Word. If you have anything other than Word, it's a 0. Also, it must be an MLA 8th edition with MLA 8th edition header, page headers, and titles. Now, you may have seen that part of the assignment that you do have, and that one that is due Sunday night, is to have a sample MLA 8th edition header, page header, and title. And that is what I want you to do. I've given you an example of what to put in a proper MLA 8th edition header, page header, and title that is also under the Analysis tab. So make sure you click on that and look that over. Then what you need to do there is have a separate Word file, and then where it asks for certain things, page header, your last name, space, and the number 1 goes in the upper right-hand corner. So just take that out. Basically, what you need to do is do a save as. Save the original so you have the template. Do a save as a new file. Replace where it says page header with your last name, a space, and the number 1. Go where it has the regular header information, which will be the student name, your name, the instructor name, my name, the class name, which is just beginning English, and the date. The date will need to be in European style. So like today, you may traditionally have written out today as June 30, comma 2020. And in the text of your compositions, you would still do that. But in the proper MLA 8th edition header, the date goes in European style. So it would go 3 June 2020 with no commas. I repeat, today would be 3 June 2020, no commas. So don't have commas in it. So again, your regular header on the left-hand side, your name, student name, instructor name, my name, class name, beginning English, or ENG 0114, whichever you want, and then the date, European style. Then you go to where it says title and just make up a title. Have a title, make sure it's put there. That is so I know that you know how to do a proper MLA 8th edition header, page header, and title. Because every single composition assignment that you have for this course will be an MLA 8th edition and must have MLA 8th edition header, page header, and title. If it does not, you'll at least lose a bunch of points, if not straight end up with a 0, depending on how egregious your mistake is. So look at that as well and look at how to do that, and then you will do an example over the weekend. Also make sure to read those chapters that I told you about, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You also need to read chapter 8, which is the illustrative rhetorical mode. That is the first of the rhetorical modes that you will be writing about. You may have learned as the example rhetorical mode, same thing. Example, illustrative, illustrating, same thing. The basics, read the chapter, but the basics on that is when you're writing about something in illustrative mode, it needs to be something that you believe, something that you believe in. But the reasons behind why you believe it are more from your personal experiences than things you may have learned in a classroom. So it's more life experience. That's a good illustrative writing is from life experience. Now, let me be clear. That doesn't mean you write it as a story, because if you write as a story, that's a narrative composition, and you will be doing one of those. In fact, that'll be your final exam. That will be the one composition in this course that'll be an essay, but you've got a few weeks before you have to worry about that. So don't write as a story, just write it as it is. These experiences influence to why I believe this thing. That's basically what you need to do. When it comes to the topic, you will come up with what you want to write about. Don't bother asking me. You will write about what you want to write about, because I want you to be motivated to write this beyond just because you want a good grade or you want to make me happy or somebody else happy. I want your motivation, your purpose behind it, to utilize the rhetorical mode and the composition, in this case a paragraph, as a means of expression. So if there's something you've been wanting to express lately, especially with everything that's been going on in the news in the last 3 months, if not even the last 2 weeks, you can use these as a mode of expression. Or if it's just things that are in your life that you like to express that don't have anything to do with anything going on in the news right now, go ahead and use this as that means. It could be a cathartic experience, something that you just to get it out of you. Now, don't just randomly write about something that doesn't fit the rhetorical mode. Make sure that whatever you talk about fits the rhetorical mode as it's being taught to you. And so this paragraph, and by the way, this paragraph and all things that you're asked to do a paragraph on need to have at least 5 strong sentences, at least 4 full lines of text, and that includes the indentation. Of course, all paragraphs need to be indented. Shouldn't have to teach you this, but I've learned I'm better. It can go longer if you want, though no paragraph should be longer than 3/4 of a page. Now, with this class, that's easy. Because if you double space like you're supposed to, all compositions must be double spaced, by the way, and you have the proper proper MLA 8th edition header, page header, and title, well, that takes up about 1/3 of the page. The actual paragraph needs to be longer than 2/3 of a page. So that's perfect. The way around that is this. Your paragraph on the long end should not bleed into page 2. In fact, you should only have one thing in this course that makes you go to a page 2, and that will be your final exam, which is the lone essay you'll write in the course. And again, we'll get to that when we get to that. But yes, 5 strong sentences, at least 4 full lines of text. That includes the indentation. No longer than 3/4 of a page. and about the topic you want to write about. So that's what you will do. So make sure you read chapter 8, read all those other chapters that deal with the writing process, because the writing process isn't just you sit down and you start typing something. Unfortunately, too many students believe that's it, and that's why they usually do pretty awful, especially if they wait till the last minute. There's a whole process. There's a whole process to before you write, there's a whole process to when you write, and there's a process to after you write. And it all needs to be done and done properly so that you correct any and all issues you may have. You may have the best content in the world. If you don't do a proper editing and proofreading job, it could be such a muddled mess that it doesn't matter what that content says. That person's gonna be like, okay, I don't believe this person because they can't even string a coherent sentence together. Why would their thoughts be that deep for me to actually read or listen to in the case of a verbal one? Same in the reverse. You can have the best grammar in the world, but if you don't have a there, I guess, to write about, then that can mess you as well. So make sure you have all those elements. So make sure you read all 5 of those chapters that I noted before. Read chapter 8, which is illustrating rhetorical mode. You will also be reading chapter 18, which deals with parts of speech. That's the first of the grammar lessons in which you will have in this course. There's only 2 grammar ones and 2 reading ones, which I'll get into later in the month. But read this chapter because soon enough you will have a quiz. You will have 2 grammar quizzes you'll take in this course, as you'll have 2 reading quizzes you'll take in this course. But as far as what's coming, you only have the grammar one up and coming, very soon. Read this chapter, and then the quiz will be on Canvas for you to look at and for you to do, and it'll be due next week. Excuse me. Now, the good news on the quizzes is this. The second of those quizzes is traditionally one in which you would have to be proctored because of the rules of online courses. You have to have at least one proctored exam. Well, they've waived that. They waived it last semester, and they're waiving it this summer because of obviously what's all going on with COVID. So both the quizzes, actually all 4 quizzes in this course, you will just take normally through the computer. 2 of them will be preset. The 2 grammar ones are preset, and then the 2 reading ones are actually in your textbook. And all you're going to do for me is type out the answers and send it as a Word document, and that's all you'll need to do for those. And again, we'll get to that when the time comes. But yes, make sure you read chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, chapter 8, chapter 18. Make sure you read your syllabus and go over the library page. That the link is in and under announcements, so read that and click through it and read through it, that whole area. Yes, does it seem like a lot of reading? Yes, but you also have to remember this. You're having 16 weeks of work compiled into 4 weeks, so you'll have a lot to do. But the good news is in 4 weeks, you'll be done with it. So you have all that reading, all of what you need to do, but you also have to work on the illustrative paragraph. You go over the rhetorical mode in chapter 8, and then you'll work on the paragraph itself, because that paragraph is actually due at 9 a.m. on Tuesday morning next week. So Tuesday, I want to say that's June the 9th. Tuesday, June the 9th at 9 in the morning, or 8 in the morning. 8 in the morning, your rhetorical mode paragraph is due. It must be a Word file. It must be turned in through Canvas. I will not accept anything that is not turned into the correct Dropbox in Canvas. You must turn it properly or else you have a 0. Make sure you do these things properly. Must be a Word document, must be MLA 8th edition, must follow all the guidelines as I noted before. And yes, that is due Tuesday morning at 8. You'll also have a journal. That is due, I want to say, Wednesday morning next week at 8. The actual, what you'll be doing it on, in fact, I can go ahead and look here if you'd like. You already have a set, write one paragraph on either I do not read because or I enjoy reading because. You have at least 3 reasons with an explanation, and you must type this in MLA format. I saw when I first looked here, somebody just threw a bunch of words together and had nothing of the sort as far as formatting or of any kind. What you will need to do is, the good news is you still have time to do it, and you still can turn it in because this is one of the assignments that will not be connected to turn it in. So the one of you who just threw a bunch of words together, did not indent the paragraph, and did not have an MLA 8th edition anything on it, and did not double space, make sure you do all those things and turn in a new file, because if what's in front of me is a 0. Just automatic. Your name's not on it. That by itself is a 0. So make sure you do it properly as I've just asked. It should be easy. If you've got this file here, you just need to add those things in, do all the things I told you, a few little edits here or there, and you should be fine in general. Though I'm not going to say your name, but also note that don't use numerals if you can use the word, if the word spelled out is only 2 or 1 words. Right here you have the numeral 3, and it doesn't fit what you have here, so I would also take the numeral out and write the word 3. So just want to make sure you know that, and that this is something that you all need to do. But yeah, so make sure you follow those directions and do it properly. Let me look to make sure that that is everything you need. As far as this week, I do believe it is. I do hope this video works. I'm tired of making these videos over and over again. This is the 3rd one, like I said. This class has its benefits. It's over in 4 weeks. It also has its detractions. It's over in 4 weeks. But if you just follow the directions and in general, and if you have any questions, by all means, email me. Emailing is the best way to get this to me, because I've already had a student call my office. As you can tell from what's behind me, I am not in my office, and I will only appear on campus one more time at most all summer long, and that is to sign my contract for July if that class makes. Speaking of which, I'm teaching an English 1114 course. It's the old intermediate merged in with a Comp 1. That is the Comp 1 that you must take, the style of Comp 1 that you must take since you are in the middle of a beginning English course. It just so happens I'm teaching. Now, you don't have to take that particular one. If you want to hold off until the fall, you can do so. But if you'd like to go ahead and take 1114, in fact, you can register for it now because you are registered for beginning. So you're in this class, and then you can register for ENG 1114, which is a Comp 1 merged in with the old intermediate. It's one I'm teaching. It starts immediately after this class ends. This class ends after 4 weeks, and then June 26th, boom. I do believe June 26th or whenever it is. I'll look at my schedules just to make sure. The next class starts. And so let me see. Actually, June 29th. Because this class actually runs through June 26th, the one you're in now. Then June 29th, the Comp 1 starts, and that runs through July the 24th. Now, here's a couple benefits of that. 1, you're with your same instructor for both classes. 2, you knock out the first one, you knock out the second one. Basically, double the time from 4 weeks to 8 weeks, but you will knock out 2 courses and be done with Composition 1. So you either can then move into Composition 2 in the fall, or if you're done with your Englishes, you don't ever take another one ever again. Also, if you do not have another course for the summer semester, for this summer and this summer only, unless something else unforeseen happens in the future, you have the ability to get a buy one, get one free. The way that works is this: whichever of the 2 classes is a higher value because it's more hours, and just let you know that would actually be the Comp 1 in July, they'll charge you for that one, but then the lesser of the 2 values is free. This is only for the summer, and only because we want to be more accommodating considering what all is going on. And that's one of the ways we can do so. Basically, buy one, get one free, though. Be aware, you'll be charged for the more expensive of the 2, but the less expensive of the 2 will be free. My guess is if you've already paid for this one, what they'll probably end up just doing is charging you for that 1 extra hour or so for the Comp 1 come July, and then it's covered. You're good to go. So it'd be worth trying, if for no other reason, again, that comfort you will have with me, hopefully, and just being able to get it done in a decent amount of time. And in particular, if you're someone who's just starting out, not only will you not be behind compared to any and all other students, you'll actually be ahead of them because you'll have already taken Comp 1. And in some cases, you may be done with Englishes altogether. So it might be worth your time. I just wanted to make sure you knew about that. That is something that we're offering for this summer only. I mean, you can take multiple classes any summer, but this is the only summer, at least since I've been working there for the last 9 years, that we're doing a buy one, get one free type of deal. So it, in my mind, would be more than worth it to all of you. That's all as far as this video is concerned. Again, if you have any questions, the best bet is to email me. If you call me, I can get that in a message, but then I might not know who to respond to. I've had one of you call me already, and what happened there is I couldn't understand your name, so I don't know who to respond to. Both of your references to your phone number were mumbled. Now, in the upper right-hand corner, it had a number. I assume it's your number, but then I went to look for the number and all the students in this course, and can match it. So either you're one of the ones that doesn't have it recorded with us, or what's going on, or maybe a number that has nothing to do with yours. So that one student who called my office, I'm not going to be in my office, as I noted before. Best way to get hold of me is through email. Email me any questions you may have. If it comes to where you might need a more verbal connection, I guess, to understand, if we need to set up a Zoom meeting, we'll try to set up a Zoom meeting right here if need be. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all trying to get through all the craziness, whichever craziness it is you're dealing with, or all the craziness that you're dealing with. And like I said, if you can use this as a means of expression to maybe get through things in your own personal life or things in the grander scale of what's going on in society, use it. Use it as a healing experience, because it can be. It can be. I hate it when students think of writing as something that's almost like it's a punishment to them. Same thing with reading. It's an opportunity for you to learn. It's an opportunity for you to grow. It's an opportunity to express yourself, either mentally or in the written sense physically. So use it to your advantage. I mean, you got to do it anyway. So let it be something that inspires you beyond the fact that you must do it for a class. Use it as a means of expression, because then it'll flow out more natural out of you. And the very nature of the content will be better. You'll still have to work on the editing and the proofreading, but the content will be true. So hope you're all well, and I hope this video goes through.